Everyone, welcome to Rhythm and Roads podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest. We have writer, director, and producer Diego Muñoz Holguin. And he actually is the director of the new film coming out later this year called Black Magic, which I'm looking forward to seeing. So thank you, sir, for coming on Rhythm and Roads.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
Yeah,
I'm really
man.
excited.
I'm excited too to hear your story and your
Hmm.
journey. So interesting title, Black Magic. I guess we'll go into that in a little bit. But
Sure.
I do want to know your story, of course, how it all started with your journey on the path from the beginning of being interested in wanting to pursue film, who or what inspired you to pursue film. And so,
Hmm.
yes, sir, the road is yours.
Awesome. Cool. So, film wasn't actually like my first thing where I was like, this is what I want to do, you
Oh, it
know?
wasn't. Oh, wow.
No, I started writing in fourth grade, and it was
Oh,
because,
really? Okay.
yeah, it was one of those like standardized tests, like where it says like a prompt, like write about a time when you felt that you could have done better or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah. I I can recall something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember this one time I just had I forget the prompt, but I wrote because I asked the teacher, can this be fiction or does it have to be real?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, it could be fiction. Nobody's gonna know. So I wrote a story about a little boy who falls in love with a girl at a planetarium, and
Oh,
I asked for even like extra pages, and I was just
really?
writing and writing and writing. Um, and I turned it in feeling pretty proud. And then the next day that the teachers graded them, my teacher who was reviewing my work,
Yeah.
said that she read my story out loud to everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she told me I had a strong voice, and nobody had ever told me that. And so
Oh,
since then, I just kept writing, and I started writing short stories,
wow.
poetry, everything from there. And then I took a screenwriting class with NYU in 2020.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
And then that's when I really started writing screenwriting, like
Okay.
to learn how to be, an actual screenwriter.
Mhm.
Um, and that led me to making my first film because I'm like, I have the screenplay, so might as well make it, right?
All right.
But I had no idea how it worked out. Like, I didn't know, I still don't know much of the technical stuff, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
um, I literally just found somebody on Craigslist and was like, hey, I need somebody who can help me make this film. And they need to know how to edit, shoot the thing, and sound, and
Yeah.
thankfully somebody replied, and we're still good friends to this day. And
Oh,
we made my
really?
first, yeah, we made our first film together,
Oh,
or
that's
like my
cool,
first
man.
film. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
The
really
one
cool.
you met from just Craigslist, huh? Just by
Yeah,
reaching out. That's very cool.
yeah. And it's funny because he had told me, he's like, he's like, I've made videos before, I've done all this, and then we're like midway through editing, and he's like, man, I've never done anything this big. This is my first film too. And I
No
was like,
way. Oh, that's awesome.
well, we're here now.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you were able to meet a friend that
yeah, really,
he
really
has helped you
fortunate
a lot. That's awesome.
for sure, definitely. And yeah, and then so after that, I mean, I just got the bug, man, and then, now
Oh, yeah.
I just have, I that's it's my art form. It's what I want to do.
Right.
Um, so I studied acting in college, so that's why I really consider myself like an actor's director.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not like how do I say it? Like, um a lot of people like look to tell like the story like super like in just in visual like
Okay.
aspects, like I really like to focus on getting the best performances out of my actors
Mm,
and putting them in the correct scenes to like really tell the story,
right.
right? As best as
Right.
it can be told through that.
Right.
So that's really what I try focusing on. But
Okay. Yeah, man. I see. I didn't even know that you were really more on the acting as side of things than just directing. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Very.
'cause I perform regularly like theater. I teach theater and I'm a theater performer. That's
Oh,
my
that's
thing.
awesome,
I
dude.
love
Good
theater.
for
Yeah.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
at where at NYU or?
No, no, no. I've been acting here. I've acted. I've been in a play in Houston, and I've been in a lot of local productions here for the El Paso Playhouse and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So
So you're based in El Paso as well.
yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Well, now that you're local, I can come meet you sometime soon and
for sure, man.
know you
Yeah,
in person. That's what I've actually been doing lately with a lot of my guests is I'm like, okay, we've had our time on the Zoom or prior to our interview, and I'm like, I want to meet you in person because it's just a different experience just being there to talk a little bit, and you just get to feel their story, right there. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. That was really. See, I never would have thought that script or writing was the first.
Uh-huh.
But that's awesome. I mean, it pertains to film, of course. I mean, it's writing scripts and everything that comes with that. But very interesting, man. That's awesome. I'm glad that from that point, the path just opened up for you where you're just like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And here I am, black magic, just like man.
Yeah, here we are, man.
That's
That's what
cool,
it
dude.
is.
That's awesome. And so if you don't mind me asking, like you lived in New York, I take it because you went there or for a bit? No?
No, the screenwriting professor from NYU had just launched an online class.
Oh,
So
online. Okay, I see.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's
So
cool. That's
it was
still
a really
cool.
awesome opportunity. I took two classes, one called writing the short and one called writing the feature, and
Okay.
both like 6 month writing intensives,
Yeah.
and like you write your script along with the professor. So it's really cool.
That is
Really,
cool. Wow.
mhm.
And
If
so
if
as of
anybody's thinking to go writing, like it's still out there. You can still take that class.
oh, it
It's really
is. Do you
yeah.
still have that class up? Oh, that's cool. So as of right now, you're teaching where?
I teach at St. Joseph's Catholic School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And pertaining to what class? The writing?
I teach theater
Oh, the
performance.
theater. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm glad that they have a class for that.
Yeah, we're actually one of the only programs in the Catholic diocese that does have a theater program.
What you're the only one, is that right? Wow. Well, hopefully that opens more doors for them to get other Catholic schools to do open up a class for that because I know there's probably a lot of students that are
They
interested
have clubs and stuff, but we're the only ones that have like the actual program
in
and
the
like
program. Okay.
something. Yeah.
Interesting, man.
Mhm.
So from the point of you starting to write scripts for your stories, what is your first film that you ever started as a short, maybe just a project?
It was that one from Craigslist that I told you about. It was
That
called
was the first
Thinking.
one? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's called
interesting.
You. Yeah.
Okay. And if for those that want to see it, where can they see it?
That one is actually on YouTube. Anybody can look that one up. I have it somewhere linked. I think it might be on my Instagram profile. But yeah, Thinking of You by Diego Muñoz, and it's on YouTube. Anybody can watch it. Yeah.
Cool, man. I'll look it up right after this and watch something that I can watch because I know I was telling you about my little problem with Google on that, but yeah, anyway. All right, man. So let's get into the Black Magic. So what's the story behind this film?
So Black Magic is the story of the 1960s blues player named Magic Sam.
Okay, Magic
Um,
Sam. Okay.
yeah, and it follows him in the last weeks of his life because he died at age 32, pretty young.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
young.
And he had only been playing professionally for like 6 years. So
Man,
it was
that's it?
really, yeah,
Oh,
it's really
man.
just like he started playing like early 1961, and he was
Mhm.
already, so that was 32, he was like 20, what, 22, 23?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. He was pretty young when he started actually like getting paid to play, and like Chicago at this time is a booming blues town,
Mm.
and
Right.
he's competing with some of the names that we know today like BB King, Muddy Waters,
Oh,
all these, and he's getting a lot of hype, a lot of really good hype, and he's becoming the next big star in between 1963 to 1964, and then he gets drafted into Vietnam, defers the draft, and gets arrested for 6 months.
wow.
And within those 6 months, literally, like he just lost all traction of what was happening for him.
Man.
And since that time, after that, it was just a climb back up to being a prominent figure in the blues scene.
Mm.
And then he got a tragic heart attack. Something that through my research, it wasn't related to like drugs or anything or um, alcohol. It was a medical problem that he had known about for a few years and just didn't tend to it, didn't really care about it, tried to
Oh,
like ignore
man,
it.
are you serious?
Hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
you said he died at 32?
32.
God dang, man. That's so young. And I think I don't know. I'm just gonna say because but I went to a class at NMSU a couple of years ago for the jazz class, and that does sound familiar because I remember when the professor mentioned about a jazz player that died very young from a heart attack that just out of the blue. it really stuck with me. I was like, what? Like that young? So now that you mentioned that, I was like, oh, that sounds familiar. So I wonder if it was pertaining to that. That's
Maybe
wow. That's
been a
interesting.
few. Hmm. Yeah.
So what inspired you to want to do this film based on him?
So I grew up. I love music. Like music is my thing. Like it's other than film and anything like that. Like I love listening to music. Like I have record collections.
Oh,
Like
do you
like
really? Oh, dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love to listen to music. And one of the first CDs I ever remember like loving was when my parents went to Memphis and they
Okay.
brought me a BB King CD, and I
Really?
played that thing so I couldn't even play it anymore. It was just like so scratched up that like from playing. But
That's how much you used it, huh?
yeah,
Oh, dude, heck yeah. All right.
yeah. Since then, I love the blues, and
Wow.
I listened to the blues as a little kid. And, like I was in fourth
Yeah,
grade, fifth grade, listening to the blues, and
that's crazy, man.
yeah. And it wasn't until like around my senior year of high school, I was like in a YouTube rabbit hole of just listening to blues music,
Yeah.
and I came across Magic Sam's music, like one of his songs. I think I remember it was "Easy Baby" or "Feeling Good," but I heard it and I was like, "What is this?" I had never heard this sound before. I've been listening to blues forever, and I thought I already had it like secure, like who I thought was the best ever. And
Right?
then comes Magic Sam, and I'm like, I've never heard anybody like this.
Wow.
Vocally, playing wise, like the way that he played his specific sound was crazy. Um, and yeah, ever since then, I was like obsessed with Magic Sam, and I started telling everybody like he is the best to me. Everybody has their own opinions and all that,
Right.
but to me, Magic Sam, if he wouldn't have died at age 32,
Mm.
was he would have been among the greatest ever.
Wow.
And if not the best.
Yeah.
So, and then I realized pretty soon once I started looking him up later, there's not much information about him. Like
There's not?
no, people don't know who he is. Even if you listen to blues music, you don't know who he is.
Mm.
Two, there's not a lot of information of his family or like where he went or, uh,
Really?
yeah, there's nothing.
Oh, wow.
Very, 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 very little details. And like I said, he only has two official albums that he recorded during his time. There's like live performance recordings and stuff like that, but
Okay.
it's really just two albums, West Side Soul and Black Magic.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
It's two
and
albums, huh?
that's it. Yeah.
Very interesting that there's not a lot of information on him out there, even with those two albums.
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
sparse. Really, he's buried in Mississippi. That's it. And there's like a memorial. But yeah,
Wow, man. That's interesting how from Magic Sam you listen to all the other greats, but then here comes Magic Sam and that just tops it all. And you're just like, oh wow, he just
yeah,
but it's interesting how he came across in your life for you to discover him because here you're making a film about him of a short based on his journey and it's very interesting how he found you. You know what I mean? Because he could have
definitely.
never crossed your path by a song or an album. I mean, I forgot how he came across with you and how you discovered him, but just the fact that it's really interesting how just certain people and certain things that come up in your life for a reason, and you're like, hey, like if I hadn't ever have thought of this person or met this person or found this CD or something, I would have never had the idea to create this film or write this story. You know what I mean? It's
Sure. Yeah,
really cool how that happens. And I'm glad that happened with you because look, now you have this really cool short film coming out soon.
definitely. Yeah, it's all really serendipitous. It's like, I wrote the script just to write it. I had been thinking about it for a while, and I was
Yeah.
like, nobody's told his story. Like, I think I
Yeah,
need to say it,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Um, I also didn't want to like his. The whole point of Black Magic was for me to really get people aware of Magic Sam and not let his memory die or fade or his music go away. So, it stemmed from that. I wrote the script in about, I think it was August of 2023,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay. And it was like 8 pages. It's still like, I think we only ended up at like 9 pages. So,
Really? Just 9 pages, huh?
yeah, it's really
Oh.
short. I really wanted it to be, I wanted to tell his story, but I wanted to lean into like Magic Sam's like mysticism. Like people don't know who he is. Like
Okay.
he's kind of like this elusive character, like kind of magic, like and. Um, I wanted to lend to the idea of this film being a little bit experimental
Okay.
in storytelling and the way that it's presented to you. Um, so that's why it's so short. I didn't want to give people a lot of detail. I didn't want to put like scenes of like long scenes explaining parts of his life and
Oh, okay.
uh, yeah, and thinking budget wise too. I was like, if I ever want to make this film,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm going to be able to pay for like 1960s extras and
Oh, and the cars and the
car.
settings and all that. Yeah. The
Yeah, so I wrote
clothes.
it. Yeah, so I wrote it to get it out of me, right?
Right.
And I did keep some things in mind, staying true to the story, but also like if I wanted to make it, I wanted to like conceptualize it a bit better.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I'm glad you were able to work with your budget and just use what you can, you know. One
Yeah,
of the directors I've interviewed lately, I remember them saying, you don't need a whole lot of money or a lot of things or people or what to do a short, good film. You just need just a small crew. Use what you can, you know,
yeah,
as long as the story is good. So
definitely,
that makes a
definitely.
difference, right?
Yeah, and I think that's totally true for sure. But like, I knew when I if well, so I decided to make Black Magic. I think like around December, and I was like, I got to do it. Like, I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
This past
Uh,
December or
no, that so from that August from
oh,
2023, like
okay,
December 2023, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
okay.
Um, so I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I made a pitch deck. I found people who were interested in the project, and like
Wow.
cinematographer, the set designer. I just knew that if I didn't put effort into it looking correct, like 1960s with the clothes and
Yeah,
the backgrounds and the sets and everything, I knew that the film wasn't gonna hit, right? Like people can tell.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and you know, I was like, well, I don't have that money. I don't know anybody who can do it. So I took some classes on crowdfunding.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
and
dude, good for you, man.
yeah, and they super helpful because through our campaign, I was able to raise like $11,500 to make.
Oh, awesome, dude. Good for you.
Yeah,
Wow, see what I mean? Oh, there you go. That's an incredible story, man.
yeah, yeah. So
That's awesome, dude.
that was December. We launched the campaign in March, and we filmed in June.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
it
dude.
was a wild ride,
Yeah, see
man.
what I mean? When the door closes, a new one opens. You just never know the path that it'll take you to discover that. So, did
Definitely.
someone mention that to you about, hey, you should start a way to raise some funds, or you just came up with the thought of doing that?
I came up with the thought, but like when you ask people about it, everybody's like usually like, "Oh no, dude, you'll never make it. Like, there's no
What?
way."
Oh, you got that a lot, huh?
Yeah, or like that it's really hard, and like I saw a lot of other campaigns here in town that
Oh,
weren't successful.
oh, I see. Okay.
They get to like $3,000 or $2,000.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but I learned some really valuable information from the classes that I took, and I think that's what really paid off. Like it was.
Good. See what I mean? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's all it took, and I'm really happy of how it all went down. And the biggest thing was, and it's the same thing I say like to everybody when they ask me like how or what or like why did you make the film? It's like my mission statement and what I hung my hat on like for the whole campaign, like when I was raising money for like anything about the film,
Yeah,
is I wanted to make this film for Magic Sam, for his memory,
for his memory.
and that's everything. What the whole film is about.
Wow.
Like I wanted to make this film to make sure that his memory lives on.
Lives on. That's awesome, dude. I'm really glad that you did this. I was hoping maybe someone of his friends in the past, family members, someone of who's known of or knows him or used to know him would see this. You know what I mean? It's just like, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I'm really excited for that. And like, I've had people reach out to me. I had a man named Leo Platvet reach out to me from Amsterdam,
Really?
and
Okay.
he's been writing a book about Magic Sam's
Oh,
life.
no way.
Yeah,
Good. Awesome. You're
yeah,
bringing everyone together on that, huh?
yeah, yeah. So it's been a really, really, really humbling,
Oh,
awesome experience. Like it's great.
that's awesome, dude. And I love your artwork too, the way it looks. That I just love all that. The way you're doing with the marketing, it gives it a cool look. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really, man, I was, I'm all like, damn it, I should have fixed that Google thing. I want to see it.
Yeah, back to the
I was
thing
like,
that
God, man, like, That's all right. It'll give me something to look forward to because I would rather, are you going to be premiering it at a movie theater or what do you plan on doing?
Yeah, so there's going to be a big premiere soon at a really big event. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but I'll make the formal announcement pretty soon.
Okay. Cool, man. I'll look forward to hearing that announcement.
Mhm.
But okay, so with this film, does it plan on being in festivals down the road, maybe like later this year, next year? Film
Yeah, yeah.
festivals?
So right now it's in the festival circuit.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I started finding out about some other festivals at the end of April.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, we're just hoping.
Yeah, man. We'll wish you the
Um,
best on that.
Thanks, yeah. But the big event that I'm holding off on releasing has to do with that. So we'll be looking forward to that. That's all I'm saying.
It has to do with the
Film
festival.
festivals.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Nice, man. Well, yeah, keep
Mhm.
me posted. I would love to be there at the festival. I mean, yeah, as soon as you know, let me know. That way I can make arrangements. And yeah, that'd be cool to see with everyone's reaction and just, I mean, I know you'll probably have like a poster and all that there, and I'll be like, oh, cool. I want a
Yeah,
poster.
yeah.
I want a poster.
Okay. Sounds yeah, a lot of people love the poster
I
and
love the poster, dude. It looks great. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, shout out to Stanislao, my poster designer. He's
oh,
awesome.
all right, man. Yeah, good job on that, dude. So with
Um,
so now we're at this point of Black Magic and where it's heading. Is it too early to ask if you're already in production of writing another story for another future project, or are you mainly just focus on this? Let it ride, let it do let the magic happen, and then from there just be like, okay, I already have that year with Black Magic or two. Let me start with something else now.
so I am working on another script.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just it's I'm working on it now, but it's still like in my breakdown
Okay.
phase. So I would like to produce it. I would like to see where it goes.
Nice, man.
What I do want to do now in versus the case of Black Magic and now, um, I would like to move back to like trying to make a really like you said, one of the earlier directors said, I would love to go back and keep my crew small,
Mm,
try to make something different from Black Magic and keeping it as low budget as I can. It's hard for all of us to be able to, even if you try donating money to all your projects that you want to,
yeah.
it's impossible. So um, instead of trying to raise another $11,000, I want to try and tone it back down as best as I can.
Dude, I mean, I gotta say, congrats on that, man. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, just to know that there's other people that try to raise and they couldn't achieve the goal, but here, dude, like you went over past that. Like, come on, man. That's definitely worth celebrating. Yeah, good for you.
It was
But I'm
crazy.
glad, man. I'm glad that you still have another goal in mind of what you're wanting to do. And this one will be, of a less big budget. But yeah, I look forward to just if you ever need I'm starting to let everyone know this too. A background actor. I'm trying to get my foot in the door. So if you ever need a background actor for me to just be on anything, I don't care. Yeah, man, keep me in mind if you can.
Like, yeah, 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 I
I
got
did.
you.
I love to. I'm definitely gonna be sharing that at the film festival next week for the Las Cruces as I meet people.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
come on, share your story on Rhythm and Roads, and also if you need a background actor,
yeah.
I'm available too. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
dude. So before we end on the podcast, and again, thank you for coming on Rhythm and Roads and sharing your story on your film Black Magic. Just incredible, keeping his story alive, his music. Very sad at 32 he had to pass. But there's just I feel like with this film that you're gonna bring out, there's just it's gonna educate so many people that's so into jazz and musicians that they're gonna be like, I never knew about him. Like, and thank you for bringing this film out. Like now I'm gonna be wanting to, do research of what the best I can about him, learn about him. So I'm actually interested too. Right after this, I'm gonna look him up and try to see what I can find and listen to some of his tracks. So,
Do it up, man. You won't. You're gonna like it. I promise you
and
that.
I like jazz. I do like jazz, dude. I do. So yeah. So I want to ask to get more of the personal side for films out there. Which one's one of your most favorite films? One of them. 'Cause I know there's so many that as a filmmaker, you're always like, oh, when I watch that film, it just ignites that passion in me.
Dang. I know everybody's always probably like, oh, what?
You're like, oh man, you put me on the spot on that one, dude.
Yeah. For me, I think it has to be The Master by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, is that
Uh,
the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
yeah,
Yeah, I have seen that one.
that one
That's
or
a
Blue
that's interesting.
Valentine by Derek France. Those
Okay.
guys are my two favorite writer directors because their stories are very, very strong, and you
Mm,
can tell they're well written. You know what I
yeah,
mean? All goes back to writing. Like I said, writing is like my favorite thing in the world. So
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I remember seeing The Master when it came out to theaters, and actually, when I saw The Master, that was Joaquin Phoenix like first time back into acting in a while because I know he was out of the picture for a good while, dealing with some personal stuff going on in his life. But and when I saw that his name was on that film, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check him out because I hadn't seen him in a film in a long time. So yeah, I remember that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting. All
Mhm.
right, and then music, because knowing that, are you a musician by the way?
No, no, no,
No?
no.
Okay, because I know you're very big on music, and I was just wondering.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I play guitar and like here and there, but it's not like I'm by no means like I'm not gonna get up and perform somewhere, you know. Like,
no, it's all good, dude. At least you know guitar. I don't know guitar. I mean, I'm a drummer. I play drums, but
oh,
I
sick.
don't. Yeah, but I don't. I sometimes with guitar, I'm like, dang it, man, I want to learn that too, or bass, especially bass because it kind of goes in and tie in with drums.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
What's your favorite artist that you like listening to besides jazz?
Besides Magic Sam all the time, yeah.
Yeah, like besides Magic Sam, like rock
Um,
or pop rock. I don't know, indie rock.
I mean, it's kind of related to Magic Sam just because it's like the same time period, but I listen to a lot of like 50s doo wop.
Oh, do
Uh,
you? Okay.
yeah,
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 that their stuff is good too. I've listened to
yeah.
60s stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, man, really, that's basically what I listen to. Or like sometimes I put on some rancheras and stuff, and
Oh yeah? Okay, that's fine.
yeah, some Ramon Ayala for sure.
Well, I mean, speaking of the 60s and around that area, that era is like I do like a lot of like I mean, Frankie Valley's more like 70s, I think, late early 70s, Frankie Valley in the Four Seasons.
Close, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They
But
did perform before like that, but yeah,
yeah. But that movie Jersey Boys is really good. I
that's
mean,
a cool one. Yeah, I
yeah, but
like that.
I'm big on oldies too, like Tommy James and the Shondells.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? I really can't think right now which ones, but I was brought up in the oldies, dude. Like, so
Yeah,
yeah.
like Sunday Cruisers and things like that. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's times I've listened to the 50s, but I don't go looking for it. Maybe there's a playlist on the radio I'm listening to as I'm taking a road trip and then it comes on and says 50s and you're like, "Oh, that was a good track."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm open to all that, dude. Yeah. As a musician, you have to respect and let yourself explore other genres than just today's rock or music. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. You have to. Yeah,
Yeah, dude. And you learn something from it. You're like, wow, that's interesting how they did this in the song, or you know what I mean? You never know.
yeah, yeah. And it inspires. You know, like I listen to certain songs, and I'm not inspired to write a script about it, but like it'll trigger something where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling creative. I'm feeling like I can put something down on paper. You know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, and one more question. I'm a big fan of Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future, bro. Of course seen it.
Yeah.
And dude, like as filmmakers, as because my brother and I, well, my brother's more the filmmaker. He went to school for it, and I've helped him as an AD, and I've done some other stuff. But that's a film that has really been the one film that inspired me to do little short films and pursue that with my brother as well. But what's your thoughts on that, man? The movie Back to the Future, just the acting, the director, the story, the music. I feel like that film's just perfect. Like, do not try to remake it. Don't don't mess it up, man. Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on that?
I know somebody who's like the same way you are. He thinks that
Okay.
it's the greatest movie ever. I like it, but I haven't seen it in a long time either.
Okay.
I think it's worth noting that it sparked a lot of imagination in people at
Oh
that
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It was like created like this whole idea of like kind of like Rick and Morty, like he
Yeah.
can like he can like it brought magic into the theaters at a time when I don't think it was like that before. But yeah, I mean that's as far as I can. I really haven't seen it in a long time, brother.
No, that's
But
fine, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, Rick and Morty, I believe Back to the Future, that's what inspired them to do Rick and
yeah,
Morty. Like
yeah.
Doc and Marty.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's cool. No, I feel like one of the one things about us too in filmmaking, the lessons you get from films. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like Signs, the movie with M. Night Shyamalan. I think that's one of his best. I
Definitely.
don't know what's going on now, but like, bro, let's
With
kind of let's kind of retract back when you were like doing Sixth Sense, Signs, The Village. Come on,
hmm
bro,
Those are
Unbreakable.
cool. Yeah.
Anyway, it was the lesson on Back to the Future Part Two, and this really has a lot to do with life of just decisions. But for those that have seen the movie, is the when Marty bought that comic or not the almanac for personal gain,
Hmm.
but then it just corrupted his whole future of what life was with someone who got those that book in the wrong hands.
Hmm.
It just when I would always watch the second movie, it's just like a good reminder of like man, yeah, you're even a small little thing like that of a decision can just still go far and just
Hmm.
you know what I mean? So it's just like just always cautious on your decisions, be wise, just take time of what you want to do and just, for relationships, work, whatever it is, for film, of a project, people you want to bring on your project, it just that's how it's true, man. When you watch that film and you're just like, dang, like that film has a great lesson just on simple decisions you make can still alter a lot of your life of the future.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's more time. I think we have more time than people think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can take a breath. You can.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, they'll just jump all in it real quick and rush and oh man, I gotta do that. Like, hey, like take some time, take a few days, breathe on it, think
Mhm.
about it. Just really just say, okay, is this what's good for me? Is this what's good for the crew? Is this what's for a job or whatever it is, the song? For those musicians out there, don't write music just so quickly because your fans haven't gotten something yet. Take your time with it, man. Like, they'll get it.
Yeah.
Like as
It
you
goes
as
for
a
writing too.
yeah, and writing as well, man. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are like how you asked me about my next project and stuff, and they're like,
Yeah.
or people say like, "Are you gonna write Black Magic the feature?" And I was like, I mean, yeah, but I'm gonna that's a feature. I'm gonna take my sweet time with it. Like,
Mm.
there's no way I can make that
Oh,
like
oh, dude.
two
Yeah.
months, 3 months. Like, no, I'll probably take a good half a year on it, if not more. Like I'm really meticulous with that. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
really glad that there's a feature coming out of it. I know after all this conversation, I'm like, wait, there's a feature in the works down the road.
let's
That's
see. Yeah,
cool.
let's see.
Hey, man, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, I guess first see how the short goes, which I know it's gonna blow up and everyone's gonna definitely love it. And then from there, who knows? Maybe there'll be a just an, people will, hey, let's work on a future now. Let's get into that. You're like, oh crap, and here it is, everyone coming to you.
Yeah,
Magic's
I,
happening.
I'm putting it out there, so like, hopefully the vibes pick up, and I'm hoping.
Dude, if you do a feature of Black Magic, I would love to be a part of it. Just whatever I can do, just I would love to be part of that feature. Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on Rhythm and Roads, and it was such a pleasure hearing your journey, the story, and just I'm glad that you are blessed to be a blessing, and I'm glad that you are doing something extraordinary to represent a life in the music industry of someone who sadly passed away at a young age. But when we watch Magic Sam, at least it's going to be something where we're going to be like, wow, and we will feel so like, why did someone so talented and inspired by music go so quick early in life? You know what I mean? When he had such a bright future.
Hmm.
So thank you for giving his story out there to let people know who he is and keep that magic going.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Look forward to seeing the film in the future. Hopefully, we'll find out soon on the big announcement, but we'll go there. By the way, real quick, I always do this, and people know, like, okay, we're gonna close it. All of a sudden, something comes out, like, wait. Oh, or I really want to know, are you gonna go to the Las Cruces Film Fest?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to
You're
make
not
it
gonna
though.
go? Oh, dude, I
I'll
was
see
gonna
if
tag
I do have some
you.
friends that have some stuff screening, so I might if I check the schedule and I can make it, I'll let y'all know.
Okay, yeah, let me know, dude. That way I can meet you in person, and if not, we'll figure out another way. So,
Sounds good, man.
all right, everybody. We'll catch you on the next episode.